Good morning and welcome to 7 at 7 from the Economic Times podcasts, a daily financial news capsule to get you clued in for the day. I am Bhaskar Datta. Around the world, hopes are running high of a US Fed rate cut in September, with markets globally preparing for lower borrowing costs and growth-friendly policies. The latest inflation numbers, which showed US CPI inflation falling below 3% for the first time in over 3 years, showed up expectations even more. As fears of a US slowdown eased, oil prices extended their gains, with Brent crude futures up 1.2% to $80.68 a barrel. All eyes are now on a meeting of policymakers at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, next week, where US Fed Chair Jerome Powell may provide hints as to what exactly to expect on the rate front. Meanwhile, Berkshire Hathaway has been minimizing risk and boosting cash holdings, as the firm's owner, legendary investor Warren Buffett, feels that the expansionary fiscal policies adopted by the US over the past 2 years may finally lead to steps like higher taxes. Berkshire Hathaway's cash position, relative to total assets, climbed to a 19-year high of 25% in June, as the company sold off shares of Apple and Bank of America. Turning to the digital currency that never stops making news. The US SEC's nod to Bitcoin exchange-traded funds in January of this year continues to bolster acceptance and appetite for the cryptocurrency. A Bloomberg analysis showed that more and more hedge funds, pensions, and banks continued to put money in ETFs that invest directly in Bitcoin. Among the prominent buyers are hedge funds like Millennium Management, Capsule Investment Management, and Schoenfeld Strategic Advisors. On the crypto front, there are developments at home too, as the world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, may be returning to India. It has registered with the country's Virtual Digital Asset Monitoring Agency, the FIUIND, after paying a penalty of Rs 18.82 crore. In December last year, Binance was among 9 companies in this space that had been issued show-cause notices by the Ministry of Finance. The ministry had also sought to block their websites in India. From the world of crypto to the world of financial crimes, a Supreme Court order has said that people who have been issued lookout notices as part of probes into alleged financial crimes will need to take the High Court's permission before going overseas. Remember, there has been a massive rise in such LOCs issued by banks after an increase in financial crimes in the country. Many CEOs and founders had approached the courts that said, well, okay, we won't let bank executives stop you from traveling abroad. But now that the authority will shift to the High Court, many corporate honchos won't be happy. One of them might be Gautam Thapar. His company, Avanta Group, is the latest to be chased by Enforcement Directorate cops. They have in fact attached the company's assets worth Rs 678 crore rupees. Startups. Remember Krutrim, the AI startup of Ola founder Bhavish Agarwal. Now that's going to launch India's first AI chip called Bodhi 1 by 2026. And a superior chip, Bodhi 2, later. Also, recently listed Ola Electric launched a new series of e-motorcycles called Roadster, priced at about 75,000 rupees. We just hope that the product is more original than the name. In other news, Walmart has said that the earnings of its international business overall have been largely driven by Flipkart. It recorded a revenue of nearly $30 billion in July, an 8.3% rise on year. Well, that's one brilliant purchase Walmart made in 2018. That's all for today. Thank you very much for tuning into 7 at 7 for the Economic Times podcast.